Hello everyone. Have you ever wondered why some rice turns yellowish before it reaches the store shelf and why nutritionists often recommend it over regular white rice? The answer lies in a fascinating scientific process called parboiling. Let's explore how a simple grain of rice is transformed at a molecular level into what can be called an engineered, supercharged staple food. To understand why this transformation matters, we first need to understand what is lost during ordinary milling. Whole brown rice starts out with 100% of its natural nutrients intact. But when milling force is applied to mechanically remove the outer layers, the grain suffers massive nutrient losses. Total protein drops by 15%, thiamine, an essential B vitamin, drops by a staggering 75%. Riboflavin and niacin drop by 60%, and what remains is polished white rice with a severely depleted nutrient profile. Worse still, the washing and cooking process that follows strips away up to 60% of the remaining water soluble vitamins. Parboiling exists to prevent this loss, and it works through a precise thermodynamic processing framework involving three distinct zones. In the first zone, soaking or steeping, raw paddy is immersed in water heated to 65 to 70 degrees Celsius for 3 to 4 hours. This raises the moisture content of the grain to 30 to 40%, fully hydrating the kernel. In the second zone, steaming or heat treatment, live steam is applied for 5 to 10 minutes, pushing the grain past the critical threshold of starch gelatinization, which occurs at 100 degrees Celsius. In the third zone, drying, moisture is uniformly reduced to a safe 12 to 14%, allowing the germ to firmly anchor to the kernel and preparing it for stable storage and milling. This heat and moisture combination acts like a pressure vehicle, creating what can be called an inward diffusion engine. Instead of nutrients being washed away, they are forcefully migrated inward, away from the vulnerable outer bran layer, before milling even takes place. As a result, calcium concentration increases by 6 times, selenium concentration increases by 1.6 times, reaching up to 9.3 grams per 100 grams, and B vitamins like thiamine and niacin become irreversibly locked within the internal matrix of the grain, protecting them from being milled away. This heat and moisture treatment also triggers a complete cellular re-architecting of the grain's lipids and proteins. On the lipid side, fats migrate outward to the surface of the bran layer. This leaves the bran slightly greasy, but it stabilizes the endosperm, the starchy core of the grain, preventing lipid oxidation and the development of unpleasant off flavors. On the protein side, while total protein content remains largely stable, ranging from 8.38% to 11.34%, heat treatment causes proteins to hydrolyze and form complex disulfide bonds. This significantly increases the grain's viscosity, hydrophobicity, and physical hardness. One of the most important transformations happens to the starch itself, and this has a direct impact on how our bodies respond to eating rice. Under normal conditions, starch exists as tightly packed crystalline granules. But when heat and moisture are applied, this structure breaks down and reforms into a gelatinized and retrograded starch network, involving the debranching of amylopectin and the formation of water insoluble amylose lipid complexes. This hardened retrograded starch structure actively resists enzymatic breakdown in the gastrointestinal tract. The clinical impact is dramatic. Raw milled white rice causes blood glucose to spike sharply, with a glycemic index between 78.71 and 84.4. Parboiled rice, on the other hand, produces a much gentler sustained rise in blood glucose with a glycemic index of only 50.97 to 59.79. In essence, parboiling transforms a high glycemic staple into a slow release energy source. Parboiling also delivers major benefits in terms of bioactive fortification, and reducing harmful anti-nutrients. Phytic acid, a compound that binds up to 80% of the seed's phosphorus and blocks mineral absorption, is a well-known anti-nutrient found in whole grains. Parboiling slashes phytic acid content by 50%, unlocking vast improvements in mineral bioavailability. At the same time, thermal destabilization makes bound phenolic compounds like p-coumaric acid and ferulic acid highly extractable, meaning our bodies can access more of these beneficial plant compounds. Proteolytic activity during parboiling also elevates lysine levels, helping preserve 7 out of 9 essential amino acids, while vitamin B6 levels surge 25% higher compared to standard brown rice. All of these structural changes directly affect how the starch in rice behaves once it enters our digestive system, and this can be understood through what is called the digestibility barometer. Rapidly digestible starch causes fast glucose release and high insulin spikes. Slowly digestible starch provides sustained blood glucose levels and diminishes feelings of hunger. And resistant starch remains undigested in the small intestine altogether, instead fermenting through beneficial gut microbes to release colon protecting butyric acids. Parboiling forcefully shifts the carbohydrate profile of rice away from rapidly digestible starch and towards slowly digestible and resistant starch. In fact, just 10 minutes of pressure cooking can drive resistant starch levels up to 7.95%. These molecular changes translate into real, measurable clinical outcomes across the human body. In terms of metabolic control, parboiled rice lowers the blood glucose response, measured as area under the curve, by 35% in diabetics and 38% in healthy individuals. High dietary fiber and protein content also alter intestinal incretin hormones like GLP-1 and GIP, actively helping to control insulin release. In terms of cardiovascular and neural defense, elevated selenium levels activate immune response and help mitigate reactive oxygen species in the body. High vitamin B6 content aids in the synthesis of neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and GABA, while also helping reduce the risk of hypertension and coronary heart disease. And in terms of cellular protection, parboiled rice is rich in ferulic acid, p-coumaric acid, and gamma oryzanol, compounds with high anti-inflammatory properties that help inhibit liver fibrosis, reduce abnormal cellular proliferation, and even help prevent diarrhea in pediatric populations when paired with buttermilk. Beyond these health benefits, parboiling also creates what can be called an armor effect, offering major advantages for industrial processing and commercial viability. In terms of internal fissure sealing, gelatinized starch acts as a natural cement, fusing together micro cracks that the grain sustained during growth and harvesting. In terms of maximum milling yield, this fortified internal structure slashes grain breakage during husking, elevating whole head rice recovery by a massive 3 to 5%. And in terms of fortified defenses, the hardened, sterilized exterior of the parboiled grain becomes highly resistant to insect and rodent penetration, while thermal processing neutralizes fungal growth, vastly extending the commercial shelf life of the product. To put all of this into perspective, let's compare traditional milled white rice, brown rice, and parboiled rice side by side across four key factors. In terms of nutrient density, covering B vitamins, calcium, and selenium, white rice is severely depleted, brown rice is high, but parboiled rice reaches maximum levels, with calcium increased 6 times and selenium increased 1.6 times. In terms of phytic acid, the harmful anti-nutrient, white rice is naturally low, brown rice is high and inhibiting, but parboiled rice is moderate, having been halved through processing. In terms of digestibility profile and glycemic index, White rice shows high, rapidly digestible starch with a glycemic index around 78 to 84. Brown rice is moderate with a glycemic index around 68. But parboiled rice shows high, slowly digestible and resistant starch with a much lower glycemic index of 50 to 59. And in terms of milling yield and breakage, white rice suffers high breakage. Brown rice is not applicable in this context, but parboiled rice is optimized, delivering 3 to 5% higher yield. So, what does all of this mean in the bigger picture? By applying targeted hydrothermal thermodynamics, we do far more than simply process rice. We biologically re architect it. We reverse the fatal flaw of traditional milling by engineering a cellular inward diffusion process that locks nutrients into the grain rather than stripping them away. In doing so, we transform what would otherwise be empty calories into a low glycemic, high yield delivery system. Parboiling elevates a simple dietary staple into an industrially perfected, health optimizing super grain, benefiting both human biology and global industry at the same time. Hope you have understood about the parboiling effects on rice grain. If you found this video useful, please like and share with your friends and colleagues. Thank you.